Emile, you sit here as head of women's football development. Firstly, congratulations. I'm sure this is a very proud moment for you.
Definitely. And who would have thought when I came here as a 9-year-old, I'll be sitting here now, head of women's football development. It's a proud moment to be back and doing so well.
What does this role entail for you then?
For me, it's obviously looking over the first team, footballing philosophies, etc., recruitment, transfers, and then the youth as well, reserves and youth, looking over that strategy as well. So, and then reporting back to the board.
You've been part of the women's team now for just over a year.
Mm-hmm.
What have you learned so far in that time, and how have you found it?
I found it very good, exciting to be honest with you. I didn't know what to expect when I first came in, but being part of it has been fantastic. The girls have been wonderful. We've got some great players, but obviously now we're in we got promoted and we're in the big league. There's another step up, and we're just taking that as we do and trying to progress. We've got a wonderful facility here and great people around us that are going to help us progress in that as well.
During that time that you've spent here so far, how much of an improvement have you seen, firstly in the women's game in general, and then also obviously specifically here at Leicester City?
Obviously the women's game, I think Sky and BBC have done fantastic in the broadcasting, so it's taken that step up as well. Quality will always get better, as in Leicester City, giving us this facility to use has been fantastic for us. And it's not, and it's brilliant because it's not Leicester City Men's and Leicester City Women's, it's Leicester City Football Club, and they've reiterated that several times that we can. There'll be collaborations together, so we'll see what's best practice. Because again, they've been doing it for years, so we can actually implement some of it on our side.
And that collaboration is a big part of your new role, isn't it?
Yeah, definitely. So I'll be the bridge from one side to another, which is great. Going over to Seagrave, seeing what's best practice over there, and hopefully we can implement a lot of it over here.
I guess it must help the club and the women's side here having a legend of the men's first team and a legend of Leicester City Football Club being that bridge then between the two teams.
Well, it's easier, isn't it? So I've got the connections. I know a lot of people on both sides, so it's easier. It's an easier connection. I don't know about legend, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's always hard to talk about yourself. How much has the group here, both the players and the backroom staff, how much have they helped you in this year or so? And obviously, how much will they help you in this new role as well?
Again, they've been fantastic in integrating me and allowing me to come in and making it seamless. It's different when you're actually coming from a playing side and then coming into backroom staff and having to adjust in that way. They've helped me with that, and now moving forward, they're going to help me massively because again, it's another role that I'm getting involved in.
How have you found that transition?
It's not been easy again because again I'm once a player, so I understand what these are all going through, and then to be on the other side and understanding what the coaches want as well at the same time. So it's actually quite a good bridge because again I'm not long retired, so I understand what they want, and then it's giving it to the coaches as well. So it's the best of both worlds at times, but these have actually helped the coaches, etc. have helped me to adapt to that side as well.
You've referenced it yourself, even in your short time here. So much has already been achieved. I think that promotion, obviously, to the WSL being such a pivotal moment for the club. How's that moment for you personally?
Again, I said to the girls, at least now I can say that I won the league. So it was wonderful that the experience that we had doing that. We knew it was going to be a difficult transition once you actually get into the WSL, because we looked at all the stats, you look at everything, and you realise that it's actually you're running more, everything's going to be fought for more, the differences are bigger, but we're ready for that. We were ready for it, so we're ready to fight for that. And
we're sat here obviously at Beaver Drive, which is an incredible facility. It's a Premier League winning facility in the men's game, and now it is for you here at LCFC Women. What is that like being here every day? And for you, really, as you've already referenced, you've come full circle.
I've come back. Changed a little bit from since when I was here, but it's nice to be back. And again, when you're looking at, so for instance now I'm looking at recruitment, this is a wonderful thing for recruitment, because again, people want to be here. We're setting standards now in the sense of what we're giving to players. You know, the club has given us this ability to be on a platform that we can actually attract the best. So this is where we are right now, and all we can do is thank the club for that, and now is the chance to move forward.
Can that actually be underestimated? How important this could be as a negotiation tool when you go in to speak to players?
Yeah, it's fantastic. You know, when you're actually meeting players here and they realise what steps forward Leicester City are taking, and the backing that we're having from Leicester City Football Club in giving us this. We
can see the relationship that you've got with the coaching staff, with the players here. We've seen it already this morning. That obviously must be such a big part of your decision to take this role, and how successful you can be in this role.
Yeah, definitely. When I first come in, you don't know what you're coming into, so you take it like that, and you're trying to get to understand what the players want, what the coaches want, and there's a really good dynamics with the players. This season's going to be tough. We're going to have to fight. We've got to have to keep people happy as well, because once you're going into the games, you got to be prepared to fight for each other, not just for yourself.
What have your early experiences of the WSL been like so far?
Again, it's a tough league, like any other league. When you're coming up into the top league, you know it's going to be tough. You've got to be prepared for that, and this is what we're trying to get the girls being ready for that. Again, fitness-wise, we're getting them fit. I remember coming up in 96, 97, and knowing that it's going to be tough, coming up into the Premier League, but you're ready for that. You get your fitness work done. You get everything done, and the manager gets you ready. He gets you prepared for every battle, because it's going to be a battle every game. Because again, we haven't got the player of the years, the world player of the years, the European player of the years. But we've got a group that are ready to fight, and that's what we've got to be ready.
Obviously, as you've already said, your role goes beyond just the first team here at LCFC Women, and also into the development of the game here in Leicester, here in the local area.
Yeah, definitely. And again, like you're saying, the development of the game in the local area. So it's meeting with local football clubs as well, and integrating them. We've got so much. I didn't realise so many women and girls football teams in Leicester. Obviously, I played for Ratby and Groby. But it's nice to see all these the development of the women's game going into the local areas as well. So it's meeting with them and really reaching out to them and integrating them into us as well.
And how proud does that make you, going and doing that, being in this role, given obviously where you've come from yourself, as you've said, being in the grassroots game here in Leicester?
Yeah, fantastic. Because again, without the grassroots in Leicester, where would I be? You know, and this is the thing. You know, it's wonderful to actually go back and see it developing even more and more, which is fantastic. And me being part of it is great.
And of course, how much of a motivation is it for young girls in the area now, here in Leicester, getting into football because of the setup here, and how much is being invested in the women's game here? I'm going to use that word again, that there's a legend that's in charge of the head of women's football development.
No, great. Again, and the King Power as well. Playing at the King Power, having fans there in the King Power, able to see first team football for a reasonable price. I'm not saying it's not on the other way, but again, coming to see the women's football, a different demographic of fans coming in, and seeing idols players that they could idolise and want to be like. So it's wonderful that the club has given us that opportunity to do that, and then going into the community to reach out to them as well.
And speaking of those games at King Power Stadium, we've already seen fantastic crowds for these games in WSL already. Yeah,
the first home game was I think it's 3,500, which was the second highest, which is fantastic. And I can go back as far as playing reserve team and watching reserve team football and a family night football, and it was fantastic to see the next generation coming up and playing, and now Leicester have given us that chance to play in King Power, and some of these girls can idolise the likes of Ashley Plumpton and want to aspire to be like her.
Just finally, Emile, what do you hope to achieve in this role? You just, I'm sure, want to continue the development of the women's game in this area.
Yeah, definitely. Just continue the development of the women's game in Leicester City. We're at the beginning stage of what we want to achieve. So it's just about keep it going, the sustainability really within the women's game. We're taking them steps towards that at this moment in time.